Sometimes going camping doesn't always go as planned. In this video, I'm showing you some behind the scenes of situations that went terribly wrong, but also how to recover. Man, that's not good. I left some of my gear out here from last season and it looks like I trashed it all. Look at that. Got worms and crap all over it. This thing was sealed tight too. And it smells like death. Look at that, that's just nasty. Alright, no more leaving the gear over multiple seasons. Got it. Check. Even stuff in bottles has stuff growing in it. That's just weird. I think I may have made a mistake on this. I tumped it over thinking, okay, I'll give it the weekend to dry and then I'll take some of the contents back home. But now what I've unleashed is a smell that's basically a mix between hell death, vile sewage, you know, something along those lines. But it reeks out here. I'm hoping that my senses just kind of deal with it and I no longer can smell it anymore. But it is probably the worst smell imaginable. All right, that's not good. I just popped out the pop-up tent and like 4 of the poles are busted. Let's see what I can do now. All right, here's the weird thing about that. So I've got like 3 poles busted on this side. And the same over here. That is just super weird. I'm guessing they were all in the same vicinity though, like when it's folded. But at least I got the fire going and it lit with relative ease. Now normally what I'd do right here is I'd get a tent splint and then shove something in there to keep it taut. However, I don't have 15 freaking tent splints. This is stupid. I think instead of just doing the paracord, I'm gonna do a little bit of duct tape. Everyone needs to keep at least a little roll of duct tape on them. This stuff is so invaluable. I do want to say that after this tent broke, I reached out to the manufacturer, which is Ayamaya. I told them what had happened. They replaced it free of charge. So I can honestly recommend buying their products. Look at that. Like new. Get out of there. So I finally got one of these storage containers for the tent. So it looks like you just pull it out. It's got a couple sleeves. Looks like it's got a couple poles. These just look like fiberglass poles with some aluminum on them. All right, not bad. That took all of about 2 minutes to set up. Let's get in the tent and see how it looks. And as you can see, this thing increased my storage capabilities by a ton. Normally I've got everything scattered all around. It's all nice and neat now. So while the sun starts to get low, it's time to start tidying up for the evening. Now this big bad boy is one of the reasons why I always say to keep that tent zipped up. The last thing you want is one of these monsters in your sleeping bag. Alright, just so you guys can see size-wise, so there's a brick, and here is my hand on the brick. I mean, if I wanted, I could take up the whole thing, but look at the size of the spider. That's a big dude. Is that a bunch of babies on its back? I don't want to get any closer because it kind of scares me. You'll see some babies fly off and quickly sling back on. Boop. Now that's motherly love. Look at all those babies. Uh-oh. Got a daddy long legs coming over here. Wonder if this thing's gonna eat him. Let's check it out. Oh, he didn't want any of that smoke. He turned around like, oh, I know what you are. Look at that beautiful sunrise here in Oklahoma. It's time to get that fire going and get me some breakfast. We are getting set up with sausage right on the campfire. I'm gonna take this sausage, slap in some eggs. This is gonna be the quickest sausage burrito breakfast ever. Something out there. Usually on camping trips, I like to do a bit of crafting. This time we're gonna try our hand at making a bow. You could probably cut a little bit more off of here. After about 4.5 hours, I finally got this thing whittled down to where it'll start bending. This extra stuff, maybe I can throw it in some beast burn. Well, I could make some twine or string out of some bark or some piece of a tree, but I'm gonna use this lash it for a couple reasons. One is if I need to undo this and use it, like say to cut something down, I can. This stuff is, I think it's got Kevlar in it or something, and this stuff's super strong. Plus it's gonna save me quite a bit of time. Well, that was a giant waste. What else could go wrong in this trip? Get my fire going and my coffee. You're probably wondering why I've got a sock hanging here. Well, one of my socks got wet and went to dry it off with some boiling rocks, but this will finish it off pretty quick. While not every camping trip will go as planned, sure does beat sitting in an office. So stick around, because I'll definitely be out here next week. If you like this type of content, make sure you check out our YouTube channel where we have hundreds of videos just like this. If you want to see our newest adventures, be sure to click the subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss another video.